Hello, RAP students. I'm Dr. Smith. I'm here to talk to you about the nervous system today. So, the importance of the nervous system. The nervous system controls everything in your body. So, it puts everything together and it allows everything to work together well. So, let's talk about what the nervous system is made up of. It's made up of the brain, the spinal cord, and the spinal nerves. So let's first start with the brain. The biggest part of the brain, I'm going to see if I can draw this, is the cerebrum. Remember, the words take some time to remember sometimes, but if you work at it, you can remember. Just remember, this is the biggest part. This is the part that has to do with your memory, the muscles that you can control. It has to do with logic, meaning figuring things out, how to do math problems. And actually, this part has a right and a left side. So you have, let's see where I can put this. Let's do this. On the right and on the left, they say that you use the right side to deal more with things like music, color, and shape. And on the left side of your brain, this part of your brain, you use that more to do things like math, logic, and speech. But what is very interesting is that they know for a fact, when I say they, I mean scientists that actually study this, they know for sure that the right side controls the left side of your body, and that the left side controls the right side of your body. So that's kind of strange, but that's the way it is. Now the next part that's up under that part is the cerebellum. I'm going to put it right here. The cerebellum controls your balance, your movement, the coordination, knowing where you are in space. So when you hear people say, oh, they fall all the time, they're not very coordinated. Or if somebody has problem with sports, they seem to have two left feet, or they can't dance very well. That's coordination. But it's not that they have some type of condition. It's the way they're set up. But that's what coordination is. That's what the cerebellum does. Next, let's talk about the brain stem. I'm trying to draw this for you. Laugh if you wanna. The brain stem. The brain stem is kind of like the part that keeps you alive. It deals with your breathing, your digestion. It also helps with sorting all the messages that you get from your body, that you get from your body and goes to your body. So that's very helpful. Now, you have this thing called the pituitary gland. Let me kind of just put something right here. The pituitary gland sits somewhere along in here. And this gland has a lot to do with your hormones in your body. So pretty much how things are regulated in your body. And then you have a thalamus and a hypothalamus. I don't know if I can draw that so great. Let's go like this, hypothalamus. Please reference some pictures online. Hypothalamus and thalamus. I'm trying my best. Now see, the hypothalamus works with this pituitary gland. It helps with regulating how the hormones are released in your body. So when you hear somebody talk about these two things, it's usually about getting your body to kind of regulate temperature, hormones, just a bunch of things in your body. So the thalamus has a lot to do with the temperature of your body, the inner temperature of your body, and it helps regulate that. So this is what the brain does. Now here's where the skeletal system comes in, because this is a very complex, delicate network of nervous tissue. You have to protect it. So that's why you have the bone from your skull that goes around it. So that's pulling the skeletal system in. And on top of it, when you are playing sports or riding bikes or doing whatever, that's the reason it's good to wear a helmet. Now, from the brain stem, you have the spinal cord. Now that's very delicate because it's more delicate nervous tissue, this spinal cord. So how do we protect it? We use the bone from the spine. So you have square-shaped bones all along in here. And that's what we feel when we touch our backs. So I have a little model here that will show you that. Here's the model. There's the spinal cord being protected by the spinal bones. This is what you feel in the back when you're feeling somebody's back. But you see there's a big bone in the front and it's encased. And then you have nerves that come off of that spinal cord that actually go out to different organs and tissues in your body. And that's how you get information from the body to the brain. Okay, so when you go to a healthcare provider, they can actually test your nervous system in different ways. During the skin video, we talked about some of the ways. Well, there are other ways they can test your brain, such as memory, logic, different things like that. So one of the ways, especially in an emergency, whether you go to the ER or let's say that there's something that happens and an ambulance has to come to you, a healthcare person will want to make sure that your brain is working properly. So they may ask you your name, your location, and the date. And this requires your cerebrum in order for you to answer these questions. They may also ask you to remember 3 items. For example, if I say, I'd like for you to remember these items: car, toy, tissue. And then wait about a minute or 2 and have them recall the information. That's a way of testing your short-term memory. They may wait 5 minutes and ask, and they're still testing your memory. It's not the only way to do it, but it's something that they can do, just so you'll have an idea of what they can do. And as far as logic, they could always ask something like, if Daryl is taller than John, and John is taller than Mary, who is the tallest? It would be something simple that you can figure out. And that's a way of testing your cerebrum. To test cerebellum, usually in the doctor's office, they could have you do something like to stand and hold your balance, feet together, stand and hold your balance. And they can also have you close your eyes and do it. If you have a problem with your cerebellum, really have a problem with it, that may be difficult for you to do. Also, you know, it's typical that a lot of people may have a healthcare provider ask them to touch their nose and then touch the healthcare provider's finger. If you've ever seen that, they'll hold it up and you go like this and then they move it. That's a way for them to test a lot of parts of your brain. So things like that is just a way for them to test your brain to see if everything's working properly. So when you go, you'll know what to look for. Now, other ways will tie in the muscular system. They may use a reflex hammer. And if they tap a certain part of your body and you'll have a reflex, that's also testing your nervous system. It may be maybe not the full system, but some part of your nervous system. So that's because the muscles actually have a nerve that supply them. Another thing they can do is also test your nervous system using, let me see if I can find my pinwheel. I put it up. Using this pinwheel, they can put that over different parts of your body, especially if they're just testing a certain part of your body. They may just run it over that particular part. Also, they can touch a particular part to see if you're getting circulation. We talked about that using the skin. They can also, yet again, use a Q-tip and test sensation on a particular part of your body. So there's so many different things. These are just a few things that I'm mentioning, so you'll understand how the body, all of it works together, okay? So we've talked about how important the skeletal system is when it comes to the nervous system. We talked about how it connects to the muscles, but we also talked about how it connects to organs. And healthcare providers have a way of testing all of these things. So if you think this is pretty cool, that's great. Maybe you don't, but still there's something about it that I'm sure you can find that's really interesting. So I encourage you to learn more and try to remember these things, because guess what? Everybody has a body and we should learn more about it. It's been my pleasure to talk to you about the nervous system today. Remember, it's important to exercise your mind as well as your body. Have a good day.